So hey guys, welcome once again, and today we're gonna explain the series called One of Fur Killer, which till now has got a rating of 88.8 on MDV, so you must have understand how special this story is going to be. In this story we have scenes from different timelines have been shown, so do not miss this video even a little. At the beginning of the story, we hear an announcement being made in a small village that today at 6 p.m., military training is going to be held in this village, hence everyone should stay in their homes. Now we will see a house built in this village. We see that some people are moving towards this house through the fields, the wall outside which was broken. We were staying there, and there was a snapper sitting on the bridge, pointing his gun at the same house. He fired a bullet, due to which a girl hiding in that house narrowly escaped. The name of this girl was Jan, and there were two more people here along with January. Jana was also hiding. She wanted to pick up the gun lying in front of her, but as soon as she ready to pick it up, the sniper starts shooting again. Then she remembers something said by her uncle G-Man, through which she could avoid the sniper's bullet. After which she finds the location of the sniper by tying a piece of glass in the vapor. He gets trapped in the trap and starts shooting again and again so that John gets hit by the bullet. She gets an idea of the angle, and then she climbs on top of the fridge and jumps to the other side of the window to take the gun. Meanwhile, the snapper shoots, but she is saved, but the gun had gone under the sofa as soon as John had gone to take out the gun. She turns the sofa upside down and finds a special sniper gun attached under the sofa. As soon as the sniper loads the bullet in his gun, he sees Jan in front of him aiming at him. John opens fire on him, but what happens next we will get to see in a little while. Now we have a day before the attack. A scene is shown where John had beaten a boy very badly. The symptoms are like that of Doraemon's January. Jan had hit him because that boy had deliberately entered the girl's bathroom, but Jan had beaten him too much, so the officer asks him to call his guardian. Jan call his uncle. She does, but the call rings at another police station which calls her. It is revealed that Jean-Man has committed suicide, after which Jen leaves for the hospital to collect her uncle's dead body. While on the way to the hospital, she remembers some things about her uncle. From Jan's memories, we see that she is worried about her college. Jean-Man was shifting from the village to an apartment in the city for studies. While he was installing security bars on the windows of the house, Jan tells him that this apartment is on the 5th floor and I don't even have the money to come in here by breaking a window, and why did you buy this closet? To which Jan says that if bullets rain, you can hide here in this closet. Jahan is bulletproof and laughingly says that you and your nonsense will never end. After this, Jean-Man takes the photo of Jahan's college AD in his phone and says that this is a very useful thing. You give your roll number. Never forget. Now we are shown the scene from the time when Jan found his uncle's body. She was going to the hospital to take him. After reaching the hospital, she is shown her uncle's dead body. But after seeing the dead body, Jan tells the police officer that when any person commits suicide, he cuts his wrist, not his throat. This is suicide. Can't be possible, on which the officer says that we had checked the CCTV footage, but till a week ago, no one even went near his house. Then John notices that there is a tattoo on his uncle's leg on which the word mirth help is written, but he had never seen this tattoo on his uncle before. After this, John, when she goes to Jinmin's house to take photos for his funeral, she finds him there, but she meets a boy whose name was Jongmin. Jongmin used to study with Jan in school, but then he went to another college to study computer engineering. He helps Jean in taking out Jean-Man's photo. Jongmin also tells the man who asked him to sell his papers online, Jian, who was given the task of making a website, takes her uncle's photo and goes to perform his last rites, where Jean-Man's childhood friends also come. One of his friends cries bitterly because Jean-Man is the financial supporter of his friends. Used to help a lot, but there were some people who came to the funeral. Maybe they had come to drink free liquor. After the funeral, when Jen returned to her home, she was missing her uncle a lot because her mom and dad had died in her childhood and now her uncle too. That is why she cries a lot. Then Jongmin comes there, sees him and asks him if he wants to stay for a while. You can stay with me. Jongmin gives her the shoulder like a decent boy. Then he shows Jen a phone that he found while using Jean-Man's bathroom. Jen asks if this phone is uncle's. 70 million won credit and total available balance in Jinmin's account. A message of 8 million rupees is sent. Both of them get worried after seeing such an amount and start thinking that how can someone earn so much money by selling agricultural pap. After this, Jongmin checks Jinmin's pap selling website and finds out that it turns out that there is one on the dark way from the website selling Jinmin's pap. Another website is also connected where mirth help was also written, the tattoo of which John had seen on his uncle's dead body. And on going inside, he came to know that a website for selling weapons was running on the dark web with the domain name of Jean-Man Pap website. He was leaving when he gets a message which tells him that I have given money, have put, when will you get the goods? On which Jong writes that we are returning your money. Give your bank account number. Then a message comes from the front that it means that Jean is dead and now you will also be killed. As soon as you read this message, Jong Min switches off the computer and someone comes to their door. Jahan asks, who? Yes, you, to which she says, I am Min Hai, I am the man I want to meet. Jahan says, my uncle is not at home, so you come later, but Mihai says, no problem, I praised you a lot from your uncle. I have heard that I know you, let me come inside. But Jan doesn't let her come inside. Now we are once again shown a scene from the past when Jinman returned to his family after 8 years, but Jinman's brother, i.e. Jen's father, is very angry at him because he had not come home for 8 years, and nor had he ever called him. John was just 8 years old, and he was meeting his uncle for the first time she was meeting, but a few days after Jinman's arrival at home, her mother dies of cancer. On the day of the funeral, baby Jan's dad sends her home with Jinman, but after Jinman leaves, a man finds Jinman Hui comes there who tells Jen's mom and dad to be Jinman's friends. Baby Jen was watching TV while talking when Jinman gets a call on his phone from someone who tells him that Belle is still alive and he is going to the funeral house with Sian Joy, after which Jinman tells Jen that I am going to the funeral hall to meet mom and dad. You will stay alone at home, and after I leave, if someone asks you to open the door, do not open it. After this, the person leaves from there, and as soon as he leaves, a man comes to his house and tries to open the door. When the person does not open the door, he breaks the door and enters inside. But then another man pulls him and closes the door again. Then another man comes and tells John that I am your uncle's friend, but then another man starts coming there, after which John's friend tells baby Jan to hide and goes to fight him. He goes, but he himself gets killed and he is shocked to see him dying. Then when the people of the killer gang come inside, Jana jumps from the window to escape from them and then gets up and starts running away from there, but a car comes and hits her, after which the local public takes her and gets her admitted in the hospital. We told this to 2 police officers in the hospital where his condition was very bad while doing this. We hear that this poor girl is the daughter of those 2 who were murdered in the funeral home. That means John's mom and dad were murdered. Friends, if you like this story, then after liking this video, like our YouTube for. Don't forget to subscribe. When John regains consciousness, so in his room comes a hyena which has in its mouth the hand of Jinman's friend who had tried to save him from the killers. The hyena attacks Jan, but then Jan wakes up, so we know. It turns out that she was dreaming, after which a man comes there looking for Jan, but when he comes to Jana, she had already run away from there and he starts chasing her. To escape from him, Jana goes into the garden and opens a chamber and sleeps with a dead body. Then she sees that the dead body was not anyone else's but that of his mother. The killer had also entered the scene, but then Jinman came there and killed him, kills the killer, and then takes Jan out of the chamber, but she had become unconscious due to cold. After which Jinman takes her away from there. Now we are shown the scene after a month of this accident where Jinman was taking Jen with him to his home, but whatever Jen said in the last month saw that because of that she was still in shock and had forgotten to even speak. After reaching home, Jinman slaps himself because of him, Jan's mom-dad got killed and she went into trauma. Now we see Jen in school, where some kids were bullying him, but then Young Min comes there and saves him, but at school after that, those children take Jen to the basement and lock him. She remains in the basement till night. Then at night, she again sees a boy who had pressed Jinman's friend's hand in his mouth. He turns towards Jen. Jen starts to grow angry and tries to shout for help by banging on the door. She also tries, but her voice does not come out, but when the wooden cart comes close to her, its sound starts coming out, and then Jinman comes there and breaks the lock of the basement and takes her out of it, although that wooden cart is visible only to the public. After coming out of the basement, Jana's voice came back and she used to talk to people. Why did you take so long? Now we are again shown the scene of that time when Jan had come to her house after her uncle's funeral, and a girl, claiming herself to be Jan's friend, was convincing him to open the door. But when Jan doesn't open the door, she leaves from there, and then Jong Min comes there and finds Hermert, takes him to see Help's website and tells him that this website is being used not only for buying weapons but also for things like killing and spying on people, for which they are paying a lot of clerks. While using it like a code, there is a loud blast. What happens is that when both of them go out and look, they find out that someone has blown up the wall outside their house with a bomb. Then a clear drone comes there and shoots at them, but Jinman has made his entire house bulletproof. Because maybe he knew that one day something like this was going to happen to him. At John's house, killer drones had surrounded her from all sides, but she was safe inside. Then a drone comes there and places a bomb on the window. due to which the bulletproof window gets broken and the drones enter inside the house and start shooting.
Drohne war.
He was about to shoot Min, but then Jen came there and hit him with his slingshot. Now once again we are shown the scene from the past where Jan was practicing aiming with a slingshot. Then Jean Man comes there and tells her about the gun and also teaches her how to aim with the gun. A scene from the present is shown where someone kills Jen after Jean Man dies. Wanted Jen had shot down one drone, but another drone was about to shoot him. On the other hand, Min Hai, who had come to Jen's house as Jinmin's friend a little before the attack and while leaving from there, saw those drones. After which she takes out a special type of gun from her car and shoots Drosser after this. She enters the house through the window and knocks Young Min unconscious after scanning his arm by giving him an injection. Then Jen attacks Min Hai with her ceiling shot and kills him. She drops it, and then when she scans his hand, her watch turns green after Mi Hai leaves him. She wants to say something to him, but then someone starts shooting at them again. Minha saves Jen by kicking him and then tells him that I have come here to save you. The bullet was fired by the same snapper, which we saw at the very beginning of the story, where Jana asks Mihai, why did you people kill my uncle? On which she says that the person who did not die would still be alive. He has died and came back alive thrice in the last 10 years. Then she tells that you have a green coat implanted in your hand, and this coat, only you and your uncle have it, and my job is to protect the green coat people. Now we also see some other gangsters who were attacking them with drones. This gangster's name was Kim. He was talking to Joey on walkie-talkie with the shooter. Then Min Hai puts smoke there, and then Sian, who calls Kim and says that someone is helping the girl, after which Kim sends a drone. When Mihai starts shooting the drone, Sian, who sees her, whom he already knew, shoots her, but the bullet hits his hand. When Kim learns of Min Hai's presence there, he asks Sian Joe if it would be okay for us to attack him since Min Hai is there. He has both red and purple code signal, which says that we just have to do our work, after which Kim goes down from the bridge with his men, while on the other hand, John goes behind the sofa to avoid the bullets while trying to get the gun. There is a place where he finds a gun attached, and Minha tells him how to use that gun, after which Jan takes out a gun and shoots Sing Jo in the suit, but the bullet passes through Sinjo's side. Meanwhile, Jong Min had regained consciousness, but Kim and his men had surrounded Jan's entire house. Then Min Hai confronts January. She says that you go to your uncle's warehouse. There you will find a way where you will be safe. Then Kim's people attack them. After which Jan and Jang Min take the bulletproof wardrobe door and start going towards the warehouse from there to Sian, who opens fire on them. Meanwhile, Min Hai shoots at him. She returns, but the bullet hits her driver. John finds a safe in the warehouse beyond which there was a lock which required a password to open. Jahan immediately put her college roll number in it because the man who asked us to remember her roll number was the area of that floor where as soon as she entered the roll number both of them were standing. He goes down where there is another underground warehouse. A lot of guns were kept in this underground warehouse. Then a masked man comes there who points the gun at both of them, but he already knew both of them, whereas Kim had also come to the warehouse with all his secrets. People come inside and close the door, but Min Hai was also hiding here along with Kim, and his people were searching for Jan in the entire warehouse, but Min Hai starts killing them all one by one. It was as easy for Min to kill them all as it is for you guys to like this video and subscribe the channel. But some people still do not kill all of Mihai Kim's people and attack him too. It was a bit difficult to fight him, but she manages to kill him by biting him with her heavy nape. Here he handcuffs Masked Man Jin and asks him to tie Young Min, but Jen attacks him and strangles him. When he becomes unconscious, she removes the mask from his face and looks at his face. Jan gets upset and starts remembering something after seeing him, and the scene shifts once again to Jan's past when she was 17 years old, where she met that boy for the first time on a swing. This boy's name was Mayon, who very soon became Jan's boyfriend. One night when Mayon came to Jan's house to drop him off, he kissed her wanted to kiss him. He was about to kiss her, but then Jean Man comes there, after which Mio runs away from there. After Mio leaves, Jan abuses Jean Man a lot in her mind. Next day Mio goes to the cafe. There is a place where Jan used to work part-time, but after seeing her, Mion runs away from there. Jahan understands that Jean Man must have threatened her. That is why she goes home and says to Jean Man that, hey man, why do you keep following me? Why don't you let anyone come close to me? You threaten whoever I date. Oh, what is your problem? To which Jean Man says that Mayan is not a good boy. He once stole my watch. Jen says it's not just about Mayon. I feel trapped here. You don't let me do anything. I have even forgotten how my mom and dad died. I want to go out of here. Can't you see that I am getting older? On which Jean Man says that okay, if you hit me on my face even once, then I will give you permission to go to the city. Jan goes to hit him but gets hurt herself. Next day we find Jan in Jean Man's warehouse. Jan again takes advantage of the opportunity to see him working with one of his staff Passons in the house. She tries to kill Jean Man but he escapes. Jen tries to attack him again but Passun catches her and says you can't attack my boss. Passun makes her unconscious. Then it's night. Ko-Jana comes back to Passun and asks him if he can teach her how to fight. I will also give you money in return. Thinking of getting the money, Passun agrees to give him training. After this, Passun starts teaching him. He knew Janish Kung Fu and he was also a very good fighter. Meanwhile, John every time she tried to hit Jean Man on his face but he was saved every time. Months pass and then one day Passun runs away from the village. He had run away after borrowing money from many people but he had left a letter for Jan in which he writes that Jan, now you have become a fatter, now we have to get you back. The scene of the same time is shown when Jan and Young Min imprison Man in the underground warehouse. John sees that there is CCTV footage of the entire house at that place and even John's bathroom. That is why she starts hitting Mayon and asks him on whose advice were you doing all this. Mayon says that all this there is no time to tell. Mihai has run out of bullets and more people will be coming soon. The boss has said that if Mihai dies, then no one can save us so we have to go to him and give him the pills. Before he can say anything else, Young Min closes his mouth by putting a cloth in his mouth, but he takes the cloth out of his mouth and walks away. In an attempt to find him, John starts running and finds another person inside that basement. She falls into the basement. There was also a CCTV installed there from where she could see the basement above. She sees Mayan arresting Jing Man by electrocuting him, after which he tells Jan to open the drawer there. When she opens it, she finds a report from Marth Help Company in which mana points were written like if the person dies or disappears somewhere then the public will take care of him, but if the public does not want to do so then they can leave everything through a secret tunnel built there and start a new life with a new identity. Jana says okay I am ready but first get me out of here, after which Mayan takes her out from there, but as soon as she comes out, she snatches Mayan's gun and points it at him and asks him to free Jong Min, to which Mayan says that you are doing wrong. You don't know him. The boss is the same. But Mayan has to do this because Jang Min kills Mayan as soon as he gets free. When he does, Jong points the gun at him and tells him to stop. Then Mayan grabs him by the throat with the stick used to catch animals. Jong Min says don't believe his words. I just came here to witch. Mayan says no Jan, your uncle can never commit suicide. You go to the computer and type 0404, open the file, and you will know everything, but Young Min forbids him to do so and says don't do this. If you do this then the door here will open and everyone will come inside. Then he tells that when school those kids had imprisoned you in the basement, so I told your uncle that you after that. John believes her words and instead of playing that video, she tells Mayan to go upstairs and give the gun and bullets to that woman, but before leaving from there, Mayan puts his glasses there, keeps it here and hugs Young Min Jen and tells him that day in the basement, the person who locked it was none other than me. Then Young Min Jan makes him unconscious by inserting an injection in his neck. Meanwhile, Mayan had reached Min Hai to give him supplies, but he had left his glasses there. There was a camera installed which was watching the people. So friends, what do you think about this? What is going to happen next in the story? Is Jean Man still alive? And after all, what was the reality of Jean Man and who were the people who wanted to kill him? There are many questions. If you want to know the answer, then watch this video. Quickly complete 2K Lex on this video. As soon as 2K Lex is completed, I will upload this video. I will explain the second part of the movie for you guys. Well, a few days ago I had already explained the story of the movie. If you guys have not seen it, then click on watch next and watch it. So well guys, today's episode. That's all in the video. Thanks to good music. Bye.